Inside my hoodie. Inside my hoodie. Inside my hoodie. I'm hoodie. I'm hoodie.
Adam.
What's up, dude?
You need me.
I'm telling you, man.
You need me. I'm going to find that file and I'll play it because gold. It's good to see you, man. It's been a minute.
Yeah, what song were we even recording then? Yeah, it's great to see you, man.
What was? I don't remember. I think that was
we
one
never
of those days
released
we
that
both
one.
just popped. We popped Adderall and then we were like, let's just write, and that came out. That's some point.
I think we came out with like 3 almost done songs, and I don't think any of them saw the light of day after that, and they were really good.
Yeah, that's just the common tale, I think, in the music world.
Amen.
Just like I got my website going, and I think I have 11 blog posts, but I've got like 300 in my computer. You know
why? Why is that? I know why for me, because I've got 1,000 songs rotting in on my hard drive that are 90% done, but I think that 10% is why they never see the light of day. So
yeah, and I think for me, I alchemize through creation. Like that's how I deal with pain or even joy. So I'll write articles or songs, and sometimes I'll finish it and or even not finish it. I'll just get that emotion out, and then I'm like, good.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't really
to be a song. That's great, but typically, I think the most like the songs that get released, I usually wrote like as the band. Like the first EP we released with Broken City Sky, there was Kissed by Cruella and Brave and Banger. I wrote those at the very first practice.
Yeah, it's like the best songs kind of are the easiest, right? The ones that mean something are, I don't know, they're harder to get out. They're harder to finish.
Yes, they're going to be niche. It's like Taylor Swift. She writes pop hit after pop hit, and she's like, "Oh, I wrote it in 10 minutes."
Yeah, dude. I all the bands that I listen to, like there's a common thread, and it's that it's like they're just like screwing around, and they came up with 4 chords, and they didn't ever think it. And it's a fun song. It's catchy. And it's awesome, right? As soon as you get into like
182's whole career.
Oh my god, right? Then you're like, you know what? I'm gonna be an artist, and I'm gonna write, and like it. I don't know. For me, it never sees the light of day, but for even if it did, I think it'd just be like, yeah, you know what? I'm trying to think about like my high school girlfriend and stuff. I'm trying to just like get drunk at a party kind of vibe instead of just like getting into the deep stuff. So there's a time and place, but that's kind of the music I listen to anyways. Is not the deep stuff.
Yes. Thank you. Yes. Do you know Eric Doe? He was Orchestravels, Moreland the Shooting.
Yeah, I remember Moreland Shooting.
Yeah. So I was just talking to him the other day, and we were going over. I was telling him about the gear I've bought over the last year and everything, and I told him, I was like, turns out I have a passion for audio equipment. Figuring it out. It's actually been something that like soothes my ADHD. It goes by so quick when I start toying with a new toy.
No, I totally get that. I actually just bought a desk boom thing, like mic stand, because I'm using this
I've got
$20 Amazon thing. Dude,
yeah.
Mic stands, 1, why are they $80? And 2, why are all the $40 ones made out of like wrapping paper, cardboard?
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't know why mic stands are so difficult to get right, but they're hardware.
Problem. Oh, there goes that static again. Probably the signal, but yeah. See this one right here. If I could barely touch it with the Fi-Fi, but this microphone is heavy as hell.
Yeah.
So I've actually got one that'll be here tomorrow. You can hide all the cords inside of it. It's made by Fi-Fi. It can hold like a 12-pound mic if you want it to. So I've got that one coming. But the condenser mics I have are like 2 ounces. So
I bought the same one. I think I bought a Five Fine one off of Amazon. It was like $60 or something.
yeah.
It's got like 3 links or whatever, and
Okay,
it
now I
might.
know exactly which one you're talking about. I didn't get that one. Mine's just the 2 because I
Yeah.
wanted to go over the computer eventually. But I saw which one you've got. The low profile ones are sick. I don't have the setup for that yet.
That's so funny. Yeah, dude. It's like I I used to be such a minimalist and like not need much. Like my fanciest guitar I bought in college like 15 years ago because my grandma all of a sudden like gave me $100 or $1,000, and I was like, all right, that Ibanez is $1,000. I know, right? And it was like, I'm gonna get a real guitar before I blow this on stupid shit. And so,
Which I would.
And so I still play that. You know, that's the guitar I toured with. That's the guitar that I played on all our shows and the records and everything. So,
By the way, everyone, this is
Old
Adam.
EMGs.
He played guitar in Broken City Sky, which I've talked about many times. Yeah.
That's me. I also scream pretty amazingly.
Me and Jowett do that up here all the time. We'll just walk through the kitchen.
I'm a meme around the Len Foot Inn.
just for me and Jowett, yeah.
Yes.
Y'all do need to come check it out, though.
Jowett's got an amazing scream, though.
Dude,
I don't
let
know
me
why.
tell you something about Jowett. He is in a band now, and I'm not supposed to talk about it, but he doesn't watch this, so what's he going to do, right? He'll be on all the shows, but he won't watch it. So he's been in a band since I think they started talking about last November, about the same time I was starting this. That's why I'm really proud of us, because in this year, like, he's at the studio right now as we speak, and they're laying down their 5-song EP, and I've watched him go from, oh, do they like me, to these songs, dude, fucking rip.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit. I'll make him play the demos for me just to jam out.
Are you allowed to tell me, like, I'm guessing it's like heavy music?
It's heavy
or
as shit. It's exactly what Jowett wants to do. Like,
Okay.
He barely sings, mostly screams. And I'm like, well, he's been on 2 BCS tracks, so you heard him here first. But
the OG Mulan?
Yeah, yep. And then Chicago, which I don't think you were around for that one.
I loved that song, dude.
Chicago,
You guys
liked
made
it?
you guys made some really good songs after I left.
I appreciate it. I liked, so of the 3 that we released after the Enemies EP was done, was Chicago, Clock Tower, and Compass Love. Chicago, I kind of like. It's kind of like a whole. I dig it. Compass Love and Clock Tower, I like the hooks a lot. I love the hooks I wrote, but I kind of went half-assed in with the verses. I remember writing the verse at the studio one day, just throwing them together. It didn't mean a lot, you know. The You, Me, Bone, and Dylan era was like top-notch to me. I love the other guys. It was fun, but that was like the timeline that would have blown, I think.
Yeah. I totally agree. Those 3 songs were really good. One is this Monster That Stays in My Head, Rent Free or something like that.
Oh yeah, Compass
That's Chicago
Love.
or what?
Yeah, there's a monster under my bed.
Yes, it's so good.
Leaving today. Yeah, that's Compass Love.
That one gets stuck in my head all the time. So
That's
yeah,
awesome.
well done.
I was listening to Clock Tower today when I was driving. I like that hook a lot. It's like, I guess the world. Fun fact, that chorus, I guess the world has spoken, looked at the clock and it's way too broken. That was the original chorus to Kissed by Cruella.
I think did you play me that or did you? I kind of
No, because I only had the instrumental once we went to Pace back in 2016. God, it's been 10 years. Holy shit. But all I had was the instrumental, and I was stoned in my room, sitting in the dark, listening to it. And I'm just a single guy alone. That just played in my head. I just heard it. Like, it was crystal clear, and I was like, that's it. So that's why Kissed by Cruella changed. But then I still had that chorus, and luckily we had that instrumental, and it just worked. So, but I had to build a whole new verse set, and I just didn't feel like it.
Dude, you always have those like riffs or those like lyrics that are just kind of hanging out, waiting for the right time. So it definitely fit in Clock Tower. But yeah,
that that was the point, I think. You know, I don't know what the divine is up to these days. Always surprising me.
I totally agree with the so I really liked the I don't know what I call it, or this is what I call it, is the Annie Get Your Gun era of BCS. I don't know why, like, you wrote him with
That
Annie
makes
Get
sense.
Your Gun.
That's why BCS started, because of Annie Get Your Gun.
You like always talked about Annie Get Your Gun and these 3 songs and the EP and everything. So it's like I didn't even, those were like BCS Annie Get Your Gun songs before I even joined. And then those were awesome, dude. Those were just straight down the barrel punk rock, you know,
punk,
4 chords and the truth song. And
doing it with mouth noises.
They were great, dude. They were so catchy, and I think they're still like the most popular. Like they're the most spun tracks on Spotify.
Yeah, we're still getting around 3,000 streams every single month.
I got an email and I was like, oh man, like every time I see them, I'm like, oh, people are listening. Like we did some stuff, and I get this urge to like hit you up and be like, you wanna do that? I mean,
yes.
Do you want to do that?
The answer is always yes.
Yeah, dude, because like I got riffs still.
I just tried to do a podcast with Ian and Ryan the other day because they were available, and he sent me a selfie of them, and he was wearing a BCS shirt. Ian was, and I was like, oh, an old picture, good memories. He's like, no, we're hanging out right now. I was like, what? So we get on here, but it just every 2 minutes it was freezing up and messing up, so it wasn't worth saving. But they're gonna come up and trip on mushrooms and do the show. So,
oh, right on.
I'm not gonna trip again because I purged. Did you hear about that? Did I tell you?
No.
So about a year ago or so, I did a trip with Jowett and a bunch of people up here, and it was so profound and beautiful. I mean, it was the best, longest 16 lifetimes of my life. You know, that's when those shroom trips can just drag on and on.
Yeah,
but it was
intense.
It was Jowett's first one, and he was just having a ball. I was like, look at the dragon in the woods. And he's like, oh, my God, I see it. So we were doing that. And then about a couple months later, we were like, let's do it again. We all eat the shrooms, and we go and sit by the bonfire and wait for it to kick in. Suddenly, I turn left, and I throw up. And everyone remembers this story because they all remember that moment, because I just turned, threw up, and said, what the fuck? Like, I didn't feel nauseous or anything. And then it was 6 hours of dry heaving. My body had nothing left to throw up, no bile. It was just, I wanted to die. Me and Maddie we were still together, so it had to have been November, I guess, or maybe mid-December, because she dumped me in the end of December. But I'm never touching shrooms again. I was like, okay, I get it. Like, I've learned what I needed to learn, but I don't want to risk that ever again.
The message was no more?
It had to have been, because that's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, dude. When you're in that headspace, especially like, dude, I don't get sick well. Like, I'm an absolute baby. So
me too.
Even if I'm stone sober, like I'm not handling it well. So
yeah, I have a high pain tolerance, but I don't have a sick tolerance.
Dude, guys just get like such babies, dude. Like,
it was the worst.
My wife would just be walking around doing the dishes, and she'll be like, "Yeah, like I'm feeling super sick." I'll be like, "Why aren't you in bed?" She's like, "There's stuff to do."
Right.
That's
my AGM. Her name is Sarah. She's like 23, fresh out of college, doing very well for her age, and she has the spirit for it. Like, she will sacrifice and show up. But like I was telling you, we were having the SNRs, the search and rescues, and you know, she tried to handle it when I was off one time and freaked out, and there was this whole thing. And it's like, you don't need to be scared of me. Like, I'm not going to yell at you or hurt you, but if you can't do something, I'd rather you say I can't do it, and then we'll figure out together how to do it.
Yeah.
But don't come to me hours later with a giant mess I have to fix, because your intentions were pure, but now my night's fucked up.
Amen.
I walked 3 miles that night.
In like the dark?
In the dark. I have video footage. I was singing because I was scared.
So
like, it's all right.
Just like, hey, bear.
No, I wasn't scared of bears. I'm scared of nonsense out there. I'm scared of like skinwalkers and aliens. And nature doesn't spook me anymore, because I know enough now that everything dangerous out here is timid as hell.
Yeah,
So,
that
and
makes
at
sense.
night they don't come out anyways, but at nights that's when the demons are lurking.
So,
But I was on a mission, so it's all good.
are these Lenfoot? Are these like people that are staying there?
Yeah,
Get
it's usually
lost?
our trail because they don't get lost. They just don't show up. So we have a procedure. Like if it's 6 o'clock, which is when dinner starts, and they're still not here, we'll call down to Amicalola, make sure their car is parked. If their car is parked, then they're on the trail, and then we try to call them. And if they don't answer, we have to go find them. But they usually call us right as soon as we're already 2 miles into the hike. But we have entry points. And luckily, one of my housekeepers, who's going to be a naturalist soon, is very like athletic, like runs track, loves to run, and can hit 2 miles in less than 10 minutes sometimes. Well, it's like 14 something. 14 minutes. That's the trail right there, because our closest point into the trail from the road is 2 miles away from the inn. So you really only have to cover that if you kind of know where they are. And then there's an entry point at the 2 mile mark from the park. So the most you need a runner is for 2 miles. And then we usually find them. And we're like, come on, your reservation's now canceled. This isn't for you.
Dinner's cold.
I remember it's straight up. We had one, and my boss was there. He showed up because I had to call the Dawson County Fire Department because I didn't hear that they hadn't shown up until 10 p.m. That's when my naturalist told me. I was like, what? What do you mean they've been walking since 2 and haven't shown up kind of shit? And so Eric, who's my boss, and the Dawson County Fire Department and all them, they go in on the trail, and then Eric, or my boss, sends me back to the inn to wait for them. And he goes, be a little cross with them, and then I'll show up and be mean.
So the good
Okay.
cop was kind of a dick already?
Right. But he sends me to be bad cop first, and I was like, all right, I can do that. I get there, and I wasn't mean. I was just very direct, and like, this is what's happening. It's taken 12 people to find you guys. This isn't for you. And then he shows up, and he's like, oh, we're going to get you a room at the lodge, and we'll drive you down right now. I was like, are you kidding me?
So he was going to be the bad cop, and then he sold you out and made you be the bad cop.
Yeah. He was supposed to outdo me and make me look like the nice guy. That's not what happened.
Yeah, you're getting bad reviews, dude.
Nah, that was months ago. We're all good.
They didn't make
get
it
a bad review. Yes, a couple days ago I saw because a woman was like, our quiet hours where the bunk area is starts at 10, and this lady came in yelling at guests, like yelling at them at 9, and then the other guests yelled back like, we don't have to be quiet. It was so dramatic and childish. But she was mad because we didn't have anybody on staff, which I was there. But at 9 o'clock at night, I'm probably in my apartment.
Chilling.
I come out, like I have a radio and we have a page button on the desk. Someone locks themselves out or whatever, I can go up and help them. And I didn't hear about that till the next day. But I was like, why'd you leave us a bad review for? Like, that had nothing to do with us. That was
You
a
just didn't shut
personal
up and
issue.
guess?
Well, I wasn't gonna, even if she had called me, which she didn't call me. But our policy is 10 p.m. People can be as loud as they want. And I doubt they were being loud. She just shared a wall with the lobby. And the walls are thin as paper, bro. So, how's the cabin coming along? You guys had it pretty far back in February when I came to visit.
Dude, it's good. We're doing silly stuff now, like not like putting in floors and stuff, but now we're like redoing the staircase or like painting the risers, which is like the vertical part. We're painting that white. We're staining, like I bought like a bunch of 2x12s and cut some new stair treads, and we're staining those. Right now we're sealing them with polyurethane, and polyurethane doesn't cure very well when it's 60 or 50 degrees, and it definitely doesn't cure very well when it's like 24 overnight. So we did that on our front porch, and let it go overnight, and it's like tacky as hell. Still, it was supposed to be done in like 4 hours. So we brought them in, and now like it's like burning our eyes with all the off gassing and stuff like that.
Dude.
So we're figuring out how the hell to keep pet hair out of the soon to be hard plastic shell, because we got to do like 2 more coats.
But do you really want to remove the pet hair?
I do. I'm very like I like sanded this thing. It was perfect. I like filled all the little ruts and stuff. And I like to see something and like see that it's
Sure.
perfect. Then I'll mess it up, but I need to make
Sentimental
it.
value and memories and shit.
Yeah, dude. No, my car has dog fur woven into the
Right.
seats, like from like my dog that died like a year ago. So
Oh
we're not
yeah,
getting rid of these dogs. My stairs don't need to show it because we stain
that's
these things
fair.
dark, and I have white dogs.
Hell yeah, you're full dad mode. I love it.
Dude, that's what we're doing on the weekends. Like I had Thanksgiving through Sunday off, and we did projects. We just did projects. We've worked on the pole barn and stuff. It's just full. It's honestly like so. Music is creative in the sense that like you're making sound and it's very ambiguous though. Building stuff is a whole new creative outlet that I didn't really expect, but I almost like more because I'm less insecure about it because like when you do something, when you build a pole barn or you build like a shed or something,
Yeah,
it's a shed. A shed's a shed. Music, sound could be literally anything. You could use different instruments. You could sing about different things. Whatever. Music is very much more open ended. Building a shed, you can build a shed and like you can put little like wood inserts and accents and whatever, stain it a different color or whatever. But like you're still working that part of your brain, and it's like so much more fun because it's finite, and I don't like hold on to it because the mix isn't right.
gotcha.
And so I'm building sheds on sheds on. I got 2.5 acres, and I'm just building stuff because it's almost my way to put off what I know I'm supposed to be doing, which is making music. But
Yeah.
man, is it fun to just build stuff out of? The people at Lowe's are like, "What are you doing now?" Like they know me. They're
Dude.
like, "Why do you have a cart full of wood? You did this like last week, and I know you didn't use it all." And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." And I put that one on hold to do something else. I got a new idea.
Dude, how many
So,
times I've come in this little closet and sat down to do record, and then the next day they'll ask me if I did one, and I'm like, no, I was just moving wires, and I
yeah, dude.
unboxed my new interface, and
Like, look at this wire organization. Look at
yeah,
how cool this is. And they're like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Like,
yeah,
well, yeah. I think it is a bit of procrastination and avoiding like the
it's
uncomfortable. Music is tough, dude. It
it's
really
fear
is.
too. It's fear because I
Yeah.
knew once we got to talking, we'd probably just not stop. I knew that in my head. But there's always, like I told you earlier, because you were asking about if we have like bullet points and stuff. I was like, no, I have show notes. I've just never used them. But you would think I would stop taking them. But no, because
Yeah.
that fear still exists. Oh my gosh, I'm going to freeze up. I'm not going to know what to say.
Is it,
Yada,
it's
yada,
because
yada.
it's because you're not good enough, right? That's exactly what I was thinking before this.
Self doubt.
I was like, all right, so I gotta like be cool. I gotta like something to prove, I guess. I don't know, but like it's very hard to like relax and like just trust yourself,
Yep. Yep.
and it's
Yep.
wild.
That's one of the things, reasons I'm doing this show is because I want people to know that that's normal. Like, that's 100% normal.
Yeah,
And the growth comes in taking that leap and taking that step. No one ever told me I could sing. I just believed it myself. And then I started Annie Get Your Gun, and I went and recorded those songs, and I was like, oh, turns out I was right. I can't sing. But that was just the recording. And then Brandon found me, and we start BCS, and I went to Pace, and then he was like, you have a killer voice. And like, that was the first time someone was, no, that was Monito. We were recording Monito. That's when I went to Pace. So I was still in Annie Get Your Gun. But he was the one who was like, you have a killer voice. And then I heard what quality recording sounds like. Not the Lee Jennings special. $40 a song in my grandpa's basement. But yeah, so you believe in yourself first. And then once you've mastered up in here, which it's never a mastery, it's more of an awareness, that's when things start falling into place in your 3D. You have to see it in the 5D. And it's real because I've spent this last year healing like a motherfucker, building this show from scratch with no knowledge, and then becoming GM of the place, Like, the year started so bitter, that was the choice. It was like, okay, I can either become this bitter piece of shit, and I'll end up leaving everybody because I'm a bitter piece of shit, or I can rise. And now I'm here doing this. Maddie's still here. We're still good friends. I mean, didn't change. There was our period of like don't talk to me kind of shit, but life is really good because I chose it. I can't blame anything else.
That's awesome, man. I mean, you
And
really
I see that
had.
same vibe with y'all. Like you have that same vibe. I don't know what your problems are. Everyone has problems, but you're presenting as figuring it out regardless.
I mean, you really had every reason to become a bitter piece of shit, right? And yeah, you just pushing through, man. So you're GM of the play. I don't know what that means. Like, congrats.
General
Is that
manager.
something
Like
new?
I'm top boss.
I know what
site.
the acronym is. Like, when did that happen? I didn't get the memo.
It was random. I was in the midst. I had just started. Do you know who Mr. Shamuzu? Have you seen that name?
Nah.
10 years ago, if you wanted to watch a live band play in Atlanta on the internet, you'd watch Mr. Shamuzu because he's just that good. And then I saw him do Billy's podcast. Billy's from Like Mike, who we used to play with at Swayze's a lot. He does comedy now, so he started a podcast, and I like it. And Mr. Shamuzu was on there, and they're telling all these stories about Swayze's and Masquerade, and I was like, I should be this guy's friend. So I reached out to him, and we ended up meeting in Kennesaw at this Korean corn dog place and tried to record a podcast. But the microphone I bought, I accidentally had the reverb maxed out. So the entire audio file is just like you're in an echo hall.
You're like at a Pink Floyd concert.
You know how embarrassing that is? Mr. Shamuzu, like the audio king, he's like asking me when we're going to release it. I was like, do you want to come up and do another one? So he's in Japan right now doing music videos for some people out there, but when he gets back, he's going to come up here and we're doing another episode. But we talked for like 2 hours before recording, 2 hours during, and like 2 hours after. Yeah. I was right. He's in our clique. He actually gave me he was putting out an album and he gave me a hard copy, which was an amazing gift. And then he invited me and Jowett to his release show, which was a couple months ago, September sometime. So that was sold out. Got to go see that and hang out. It was awesome.
Where was that show?
It was actually at this guy's house, but the guy did his house to look like a venue. So there's green rooms. There's a whole stage area that's, it's kind of like half the size of Purgatory, but no, it's about the size of the stage in Purgatory.
Damn, dude.
Or Hell, rather. Hell's the smaller one, I thought.
Purgatory's the smallest one, I'm pretty sure, but they mix it up. I've been there like 4 times since that whole thing.
I don't think I've been there since I played with BCS. I don't think I've been to a show there only when I was playing.
I think that's the last time I was there. No, I played another show in Heaven. The Heaven venue is pretty nice. I also saw Between the Buried and Me there. But I don't know why I'm so butthurt about the old Masquerade. But like
butthurt about that. That was like I went there in 2003. I mean, that was when I first went.
It wasn't particularly good.
It was the
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't.
The sound guys were dicks. The staff were dicks. But there was something about showing up with 6 other local bands and just hanging out, and you could feel the energy dripping off the walls. I mean,
like Heaven, the best stage there was just a room with like a 4-foot stage. Like now there's like, I think there's like a second level and everything.
I've never been to New Heaven.
I think there's a second level and it's pretty sick, but it's not the same. It's objectively better, but it's not the same. It's not mine.
It's not. I remember when that went down, the whole underground Atlanta thing was supposed to be very temporary, and I thought they were going to go look for like another building in an industrial area because that was always the vibe.
They did say that. But, yeah, they said it was temporary.
Yeah, they've ran with it. It's been almost 10 years.
It works. It totally works. And honestly, like that little hangout area in between all 3 was pretty cool. But yeah, just I don't know. Maybe I gotta reevaluate my mental stereotypes because it is sweet. Maybe some new blood and sweat needs to be on that dance floor instead of the old one, and like I can sever my emotional ties to the old one.
Yeah, yuppies ruining everything. Did you hear about the ICP story?
No.
So Broken City Sky, when we were new, like new, we were playing a show at the old Masquerade 695 in Purgatory. And so right outside Purgatory's got that door and that little staircase. Insane Clown Posse was playing Heaven that night. And their tour bus was parked right next to that door. And they pulled up in this little minivan, full makeup and everything. And we had this girl with us named Angela. She was singing guest vocals on a song that we were doing that night. We're all hanging out, and she's with this other dude that they'd been talking but not, like, together. You know, they weren't dating. Anyways, the big dude from ICP sees her, and he gawks and just stares at her, like, getting on his bus. He's, like, looking back like a creep. And then 5 minutes later, this woman gets off their bus and comes up to us and introduces herself to Angela. Won't talk to anybody else. Hi, how are you? Oh, my God, do you want to come hang out with us later? Let me get your number. You have a boyfriend? She looks at the dude and goes, I'm single. I felt it. He walked off, and I was like, damn right, walk off. Anyways, the girl gets back on the bus, and I look at Angela. I'm like, you know what just happened, right? She has no intention of hanging out with you. Like, she is their little grabber. She goes and grabs all the hot girls for these guys, and that's what that was. She was like, oh. I was like, yeah, oh. She ran off and found the dude, and they reconciled. Actually ended up dating for a couple years, but that was so creepy. I mean, ICP doesn't have the greatest reputation anyways, but to see it firsthand like that was like, oh, scum.
I didn't know they had grabbers.
Lackeys, I call them, yeah.
Get grabbers. Like, if you're ICP, and you know, I don't mind saying this. If you're ICP, just grab your own chicks, you know? Just
you're
say,
ICP.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah,
like
when I went to Kill Switch Engage.
What else do you need?
Yeah, Adam from Kill Switch Engage, he went up there and he goes, who wants to use my dick as a lollipop? And I was like, yes, that's the way you ask. Politely.
That's why you work so hard, dude. That's why you work so hard at this. So you can have that kind of moxie.
Yeah, you put out great albums.
Dude, you work for that.
Like everybody. I really wish I want to meet A Day to Remember still. I mean, their new music, it's good-ish, but there's also a lot of shit, but I just don't care because they can. I mean, Jeremy sings it. He's like, another night we with all my friends. Like, yeah, you can. You get to. Congratulations.
What do you mean you get to? Because I have this problem where, like, I feel like all bands, honestly, as I get older, I kind of feel it as well. Like, I get a little less creative, a little less risky, a little more rutted out, and, you know, just doing the same old stuff. Versus
which is what they're doing.
Yeah,
just
So
worse.
I get it, but like, what do you mean they can? Like, you're kind of saying like
they gave us
their
name was Treason. They gave us Homesick.
Yeah,
That's my favorite album.
Yeah, amazing.
Common Courtesy, I loved. I loved What Separates Me From You. I mean, there's at least, what was their second album called? For Those Who Have Heart.
Yeah.
Bangers. So it's like, I feel like they've put enough material. This is my opinion. This is for me, not anybody else. But I feel like they've given me enough that they can just write shitty songs now and keep touring and enjoy themselves. They don't have to put so much of their heart into it. I think they should if they want to, but come on, we know what they're doing. I mean, those songs are such catalog-ass songs. There's nothing like, it doesn't hit the way that My Life for Hire hit me.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. I guess for me, just tour on your old stuff. I guess you can't. Like, you need the album sales. You need to keep doing things, and so you throw in mostly.
I feel like they could probably do like
filler.
another. Sorry.
Yeah, right. Like,
delay,
I mean,
so I hear you.
It's just I don't want them to fart out these songs that aren't great. I'd rather them just tour on their hits.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, you could probably do another 10, 15 years of at least hell-sized venues, if not bigger. Maybe not arenas, but Tabernacle. People would come see them. I'd go see them in 10 years just to watch them play Homesick.
I guess it's like an idea of like, are you diluting or are you contributing to, but just not as much, right? Like, there's banger songs after banger songs from the first 4 or 5 albums, and then there's less and less, and you're not really diluting it, although in my mind you kind of are, and like, it's kind of staining the name of bands that put out less awesome albums further on in their age, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of bums me out and almost turns me off to their old stuff, when really it could be that they're just adding on what they can, and you can't really take away from that old stuff. You know what I mean? There's a couple ways of thinking about it, but I always thought it was diluting.
It could be, but it might have to do with team as well, because most of those albums had Tom Denny and Chad Gilbert, Newfound Glory, and then Tom Denny's he just writes riffs like a motherfucker. As soon as those two stopped contributing, I noticed a shift in their sound. Because Chad Gilbert gave he had a lot of melody ideas for Jeremy, pop punk melodies. And Tom Denny has that, Mr. Highway's Thinking About the End riff writing skill. So those two together was the magic. It's not Jeremy. Jeremy can't even sing that good. But I love him.
Which one's from Newfound Glory?
Chad Gilbert. He just produced for them. He wasn't in their band. He would just help them in the studio.
Okay.
They would always do those goofy studio updates that I loved.
Love those.
This guy on there,
God.
He was walking around with Kevin, and Kevin's at the microphone, and Jeremy walks in, and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Hey, man, Kevin's a singer now, man." It's like stupid studio updates. But Jeremy was also trying to kick off like a record label that he signed Viara, and then they sued Victory and won. Like, it's just been a crazy ride for him. So Jeremy is resilient. I'll give him that, and he can sing. It's just not as good as some. I don't think he's as talented as everybody blew him up to be, because he needs that team behind him. I mean, he wrote, what's that song?
If It Means a Lot to You.
Yeah. Everybody singing la, 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 la. So I've still been writing hella songs, though, like all year. I've got a whole catalog. But I'm not going to release them in their current state because it's a lot of AI. I'd rather redo it. But all the words are mine. A lot of the melodies are. So it's not like I'm plagiarizing anything. But I just don't want to release them until it can be redone.
Your lyrics have always been top notch, dude. It's really, it scares me, but there's a long road between making a full ass song or full album, and there's just way more work. And between AI slapping some 4 chords underneath it, especially for a vocalist, I wouldn't hire me. I'm gonna take a month, and I'm gonna be like, no, give it back. The mix isn't right. Or you know what I mean? Like,
well, I think if it's all about centering yourself, because that's something I've learned this year. When I'm feeling in that anxious creative mode, I know I'm not going to produce what I want, so I have to find a way to center myself and get back into that peaceful feeling of just flow. And then it always surprises me what comes through that, because you can't see what's going to come. It's always a surprise, and that's where people get stuck. They get scared, or they doubt. But the divine is infinite.
I totally agree with that, honestly. Like, every time that you go into some creative adventure with, not really any expectations, you're just like, let's see what happens. It's always better than going in and saying, I need to make this, this song needs to be this, and it needs to be for this audience, and people are going to react this way, and it's going to be awesome. Like, that's not the way to go about it. But what I was saying was really just the commodity of it. Bro, if you have vocals ready, you don't have to hire 4 people anymore to learn their instruments and screw around and write their instrumentals. Right. So many things are especially with pop punk, even. Like, I know I was always trying to do like Protest the Hero, 4 Years Strong. Like, you're like, stop writing such complicated shit. I'm just trying to make this catchy.
Give me the 3.
I'm like, what if we do like a 15-16 riff here? And you're like, dude, shut up. Like, just, you're really good. Just stop. And I'm like, just goes, all right. Yeah. No, I was inspired, and now you sound like Rush, and I don't want to be Rush. And frankly, I don't want to be Rush, and Rush is amazing, but I don't like listening to Rush. I like listening to what we were trying to make, pop punk, which is in 4/4 and has very few, very complicated riffs. They have just the heavy hitters. And so that's what I learned, is just chill out and write whatever comes naturally. versus trying to like prove that you're the most technical guitarist or the most,
Because nobody
amazing
cares.
lyricist ever. Like, yeah, just like write about the high school girlfriend, chug out some
Yeah.
chords, and if it makes you feel like dancing, it's probably a damn good song. All right. And you got to make 10 of these for an album. By the way, I have a huge thing about that. There's no more. The reason we did 10-song albums was because of like that was what fit on the CD, right?
Yeah, we don't
Streaming
need
and
to do
stuff.
that anymore.
Singles, 3 songs at most. Keep the audience engaged, but why do you have to like batch them anymore? There's no physical distribution.
Because the suits are running things and they don't understand creation. They don't
Nah.
understand flow. They don't
Yeah.
understand intuition like we do. And artists get taken advantage of in a disgusting. Like, did you see that video with Garbage?
No.
They were doing a concert and she was like, "We hate to tell y'all, but this is our last time coming to the US. We might do some coast shows, but it's not sustainable for a band like Garbage, who's been around since I was a kid."
Wow.
Cannot, because she goes off on the stage, not yelling or anything. She was being very articulate, and she's like, "This is why. Like, you got to pay the lawyers and the record people. Everyone wants their piece, but none of them did anything to create the product that they're selling. But then the people that did are getting scraps. Like, we can't sustain it here, so it really sucks. But I think it could be sustained. A band like Garbage has enough of a audience that they don't need their lawyers and their management anymore, really. Maybe 1 or 2 to keep things focused, but get away from the labels. That never works out well.
That's exactly it. Like, you don't need distribution anymore. The internet, right?
Right.
Like, yeah, you need social media, but like that can be one of your homies, right? One of your buddies that can point a camera or take some videos and run Facebook or whatever, right? Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not going to push it on anybody. I'm not even going to really ask. I'm letting divine timing kind of run this whole year for me. It's the best way to do it. When I say divine, I just mean things unseen. I don't really have a belief in that anymore. Like, I believe there is a higher power, the things that help us, but I don't have a religion. I'm not like, "Oh, I'm sinner. You're a sinner too." I can't do it. I just can't, man, because I've seen too much fall into place for me based on my energy and thoughts that I can't deny it anymore. So
it's going to happen, is what you're saying.
It's inevitable.
So if you forced it, it's probably it was not meant to be. You're just gonna let it happen.
And Annie, Get Your Gun, Broken City Sky. While there was a lot of positive thoughts and thinking there, my underlying hum was always one of fear and blah blah blah, and that was just constantly reflected back. So, empty shows, blah blah blah. The Mulan cover, though, I screen recorded it off the Ghost Killer YouTube yesterday, and I was scrolling through the comments through the whole song trying to let people see how awesome it is. It wasn't up 2 minutes and it got copyrighted. I was like, "That's my song. I have the file." Is it because it was on the Ghost Killer one? I don't know. I don't feel like he would have pinged me for that.
No, it's our song. You can't.
Yeah.
Disney would have copyrighted.
I don't know who did. It might have been
ours if Disney did it. So YouTube's just got like they're striking way too much. Like, they're just striking everything and then asking questions. Shoot first, ask questions later, kind of deal.
Yeah, I guess
is what I've kind of gathered, but that sucks. That's ridiculous.
It was fun though. I mean, I can do it with. I can make my own video on my software, put the file on, and then just copy paste my clips of my favorite comments or whatever. But there's over 500. It's going to take forever. I mean, in the 3 minutes that I was sitting there slowly scrolling, I don't think I made it to 200.
Dude, the one kid that that asked to like figure out the guitar part, I was like, thanks, homie.
Yeah, I remember that.
It made my like month. Like, I still think about that.
You know what I still hold on to? A few years ago, this woman reached out to me and she was like, "I know you guys aren't together, but my son's 14th birthday is tomorrow and all he wants is Broken City Sky to play." I was like, "What?" Like, I remember being 14. That would have, like, looking up to bands, like, we got to be that dude for him. Like, amazing.
I think I remember you telling me, like, I would have done it, dude. Like, maybe I was in Colorado at the time or something, but, dude.
I should have at least gone and said hey or something. I don't know what happened or why I didn't think like that, but That's still a
So
cool
rad.
memory.
That's so rad. Yeah, like 14.
Yeah, because I was around 13 the first time I went to this conference in California, and there was this punk band playing, and this dude was jumping around on stage, and I got full body chills, and I was just like, that's the epitome of cool right there.
Swayze's, dude. Swayze's for me. Like first time,
Swayze's.
like just I just dirty, gross, awesome venue, and like everybody was so cool. And then we see just these probably just like local acts, right? Like all over the place, decent, but the energy was just infectious. It was just like, this is what it's all like. I would give anything to be one of these guys that I would rate their bands probably 4 out of 10. But I would give anything to be on that stage being a 4 out of 10, because this is what it's about, is like the scene, the local music scene. And dude, I wanted to do it so bad.
And we did. I mean, it
We
might
did.
not be like I would say, because I'm actually going to go out to Texas in January before I go to Pennsylvania because my niece is getting married. But my uncle lives in Texas, and he did comedy in the 80s and 90s. I'm talking comedy, like he knew, like his roommate was John Goodman's assistant.
Okay.
He met Jim Carrey. They chatted. That's a funny story. I'm going to let him tell it, though. And he did comedy he was a paid regular at the Comedy Store, which, Joe Rogan and his guests talk about that all the time. Like, my uncle knew Mitzi, Pauly Shore's mom, who ran the place. JJ, you've got to stop talking about boogers during your set. And he was on Roseanne. He did Phil Donahue. He Tool Time with a Home Improvement, just because he had a chance meeting with Tim Allen. But he never popped. Like, he never got the sitcom deal, blah, blah, blah. But he was in that scene, and I was thinking about it. I was like, there's probably the 1%ers, like the Jerry Seinfelds and Bert Kreischers, but the majority of the music scene, the entertainment scene, is made up of these 70, 80%ers who do all kinds of cool shit but are still not household names. I would place us probably in like the 30 or 40%. Like, we had released music, we were playing local shows, people that we don't know us. Had that one show with Assuming We Survive, and we had the crowd because once we played, everybody left. Remember that? Sold out of merch that day. That was dope. I hold on to that too. That was the first time I looked out and saw like 4 different people singing, and I was like, oh, they know the words. I think Morgan was one of them, though, so that made sense. But some people, they weren't. I didn't know who they were. So, like, we got to have those cool experiences, and I don't think it's done yet. Something tells me, like, if I keep doing what I'm doing, I can reemerge it. Because this thing's growing. This podcast, like the different platforms, it's growing a little bit here and there every day. And I'm trying to keep it as organic as possible. Like, I don't want to buy likes. I did promote a little bit at the very beginning, but I haven't done that in months. And now it's still, like, I don't know what's going to hit. Like, I put up a clip the other day that had over 1,000 in less than 10 minutes. And then I'll put up one that's like 12. But I'm probably talking about sex or something. Like, YouTube doesn't push that. But I feel like they'll push this episode because this is really cool. So it's fun, it's cool, but yeah, I mean, it's no secret. I have a whole page on my website talking about why I wrote the songs I wrote, why pop punk meant what it did to me. The whole album can be streamed there. But, get enough of a following, it's going to be like, can we come play a show, here, and we'll see what happens.
Would you want to throw down some songs, and would you tour?
Yes. Yes.
Bro, I got
and I wanted to tour with this podcast anyways. Like, that's one of the main goals, is to do a September 23rd until whatever the last day of Libra season is in October. I think October 22nd or something. And then just go on tour and bring bands along, and that's like the ultimate goal.
Okay.
So
cool.
And I'm gonna stay where I'm at until it sustains me financially. But I'm so happy here, I don't even know if I'd leave then, honestly.
That's what I'm
I'll
saying.
Be gone for 2 months, guys. Hold it down.
You can't. Yeah, right. I mean, I feel like you can make it work.
Be
Dude, I'd make it work too. If we made the product that's that good, if we made the songs, we already got so many. That's what kills me is like I feel like we left so much unsaid. I moved to Colorado, and like we were just hitting our stride kind of deal.
Yeah, and that's how it goes. That's what I've really learned. It's always right before a break, shit's gonna go down, and that's like the universe's last test of, are you gonna drop into your old patterns, or are you gonna rise with the challenges? And it's not gonna mess with our free will, but that's why people get so frustrated. Why can't I manifest this? Well, you're not going through the part that will make you grow to elevate to it, and that was Bone to a T. We got a big show in Tennessee. And I'm not saying this to down him. Everybody's got their issues, and I know he had his issues back then. But it's like, he couldn't rise to even do a Tennessee show. Why would we deserve to go on tour? You know?
Yeah.
That was his energy blocking it. That was on him. So, it was frustrating. I felt like something was taken a little bit. But at the end, it just felt like I was in a cover band. Honestly.
What, you didn't like 99 Red Balloons?
We talked about that today. We were talking about the guy that was biting the balloons.
Oh, you forget.
German.
For the second verse, German.
So we were not welcome there. I remember that. Oh, that was so much fun.
Is that like a biker bar or something?
Yeah, there's a motorcycle hanging on the wall. Motorhead is what it was called.
Wanted Goldfinger's 99 Red Balloons.
Yeah,
Bro,
I was very self-conscious during that era and like had no confidence really. I felt like what we were doing was good, but I wasn't fitting the mold I had made up in my head yet. So I had work to do.
So yeah, what's the work? Like sometimes
inner work, shadow work.
It's
confidence.
For me it's like the mold I make up in my head doesn't need to be the final thing. Like this other thing can be good also. Right? Like that's kind of
for me personally, like my weight, my style, job situation, everything about my personal life wasn't matching up to what I wanted it to be. And the key I've found is to feel it before it comes. I just didn't know how to do that. I just was like, well, life's supposed to suck and I'll use BCS to keep me happy, which it did, but it wasn't. Like now, I'm happy anyways, and doing the podcast is just a privilege and a pleasure and a joy, and it's been fun to like build it from scratch by myself, you know, and see what I'm capable of. So because it started with a mask and my cell phone, I would record voices, and I've just built it slowly. The software, this StreamYard thing, this cost me like $35 a week, dude, but it takes away so much pressure.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I just need good internet. Once I get better internet in my room, I can Ethernet connect it, and then I don't have all these bullshit technical difficulties.
You're just gonna run some wires through the end?
Well, I have an apartment. Like that's what really blew me away. I live in a 1-bedroom apartment for free with a beautiful view of the Dahlonega Valley, and I do whatever I want.
Dude, we need. You know what's gonna get views is a tour of that set apartment. The beautiful view.
I did. It's on YouTube.
Oh, I gotta see it because that's
400 something views. Yeah,
that's exactly what I thought about when you said that. I was like, dude, so we gotta bury some cable. Is what you're saying? We gotta dig some trenches, bury anything with cable.
I am on stilts. I'm on the second floor of the ground.
I'll come up there,
below
dude.
Me, I've got a composting toilet. So below me is like this giant tank. It's the weirdest thing, but I'm used to it now. But yeah, so that has to, like, gravity needs to be below. But I've got a kitchen. It's weird because I have a full kitchen, but I'll typically go to the kitchen at the end, which my apartment's connected to, because it's better stuff.
Gravity needs to be below. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, if you're gonna pee into this toilet, I'd hope it's below. 'Cause there's no flushing. To clean the toilet, though, I'll take the shower head off, and I'll just turn the hot water on and spray it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, y'all need to come check it out. I mean, just let me know.
When's a good season? I know I always ask that, but like
Winter.
now I'm like, winter?
The good seasons are fall and spring, but we're pretty booked. It's busy. There's a lot of shit going on. winter and summer are our slowest seasons, and honestly, winter. If you want to do the hike, winter. If you don't want to do the hike, just come whenever. I'll make it work.
Bro, we're gonna do the hike. It's
So
5-ish miles.
it's 5 miles. It should take the average guest here takes about 3 hours. But this girl that works here, she runs in and out like one day a week, and she'll do it in like 45 minutes, like a beast. I'm actually in love with her. Don't tell her.
I got I got a 2 and a 4-year-old, and they'll crush it if you give them like a mission, they'll crush it. But if you tell them we're just gonna walk, they will pick up every rock between here and the next 100 feet over an hour. Like we don't get anywhere, dude. And it's like,
Like,
I'm a mission focused kind of person, and it's like I'm like 100 yards ahead of the family. Like Morgan's there just watching the two toddlers pick up rocks and sticks and tell like this tree's sick, we gotta make antidote and da da da, which like are games that I made up, but I'm still 100 yards away, like being like, oh yeah,
Come
like
on.
let's go,
Yeah.
we got some stuff.
Dude, is your son still like as chill as Matthew McConaughey?
Yeah, he's going to
That's
be
awesome.
Matthew McConaughey.
That's
He's got
Does he
hair
ever
like
freak out about anything?
he's in the twos, so yeah, he's getting a little emotional about things. Like he got his toy stolen, or like sister like punches him in the face or something. Like
Nice.
stuff happens, but he's still really chill.
I just remember because you were showing me your trailer that you built out, the camper trailer, which was badass.
Yeah.
And I just kept forgetting he was right behind us, hanging out, just chilling.
Just watching
Yeah.
us.
Yeah. Very cool.
That's what they do, man. They're just sponges, and they're just trying to like observe. I put a lot of pressure on myself, like to like be there every single day, every single like time that I can, that I'm not working, like molding them.
Yeah,
And
yes.
after I mean, I've been a dad for like 4 years now. It's crazy. But yeah, my oldest just turned 4, and you don't have the pressure, and you don't get the privilege of molding these people. Just sit back and watch, because they are your genetics. And yeah, you can screw them up by like being awful, but as long as you provide the environment, like you don't have to be like tinkering and like prodding and like, ooh, is this correcting every little thing? Just let them go. It's like a Beyblade, dude. Just let it rip.
I appreciate you saying that. Actually, this will be the final point for this show.
Cool, yeah.
A minute, but I appreciate that because, like I was talking about a minute ago, shadow work. Like that's what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. I realized through doing it that a lot of my wounds came from, and I don't mean this. I don't think they had malicious intent. They were doing the best they could. But my parents, dude, like instilling in me that I wasn't worthy of any kind of success outside of like your normal blue collar life. My sister even told me, I was like, people are famous, people are successful, they do music, they do movies, like this isn't something that's unthinkable. And she goes, well, there's exceptions to the rule. So obviously I'm going to take that like you don't view me as an exception or worthy. And it's developed major armor. Like I don't like to do things because I feel like it's just going to be shot down. I never had that support, and I think that support is incredibly important. Never tell somebody that they're not worth it or won't do something. Even if you think you're telling them a safety, you're planting a seed of failure. Let them fail. That has to be on them, though, because then years down the later, they can't say, oh, you were right, or blame. Because right now my instinct is to blame them, but that's not what I want to do. They were doing the best they could.
No,
but
amen.
I've learned now, though, it's what you believe in, what you feel. That's what will be reflected. So the seeds that you're planting in someone else absolutely matter.
Yep. I have a very close friend who's extremely you can tell her mom just told her that she was the absolute best person in the whole world. I've never seen that go wrong. And then my parents, maybe similarly to yours, but they were like, it's like, I want to be a movie star. I want to be a rock star. I think that's super cool, and I want to do that. And they were like, well, maybe not. You know what percentage of people make it? And it's like they're thinking safety financially, right? Like, don't put your eggs in that basket because obviously, what are your chances? And I totally get that. But yeah,
It's
I'm right
them
there with.
projecting their own limitations onto you. That's what it is. They're projecting their own limitations.
Yeah, I think they care about you too, right? Like,
Sure,
they don't want you to
100%.
be like one of the. I mean, because how many people do try to be rock stars full heartedly, and end up.
But at the same time, if we never become as big as Metallica, we still have these amazing memories. I
Yeah,
didn't listen to my parents. I did it anyways, and they can never take that. So
I have little like little punk rock moments that I'm like, yeah, you know what, suck it. That I'm very proud of, and I definitely hold on to those. So yeah,
and clearly, I know that woman reached out to me, but I've learned too. A lot of people are observers. They won't reach out even if they're a fan. I'm the same way. I don't like every video I like. I don't comment on every video. So that woman reaching out tells me that there's probably 100 more people that saw us and got inspired, and that was the point. So that's why I leave every episode up sloppy as hell, even if it sounds like shit. It's like someone's gonna see that and be like, "Well, if this dork does it, maybe I'll take a risk," because it's not polished. It's
That's
just
amazing.
grown. So I have to do that. It's my calling. I just want to help. I just want to you're not worthless. Everybody has value. You're a pinnacle.
Yeah. You got something to say.
And if you don't, energy, man, just sit there and pull gravity. Don't chase. Let people orbit you. Be a star. That's what I call my audience, my little stars.
That's awesome.
Because I started pulling tarot cards. It's been fun as shit. It was the most random thing in my life that showed up, and I'm having so much fun with it.
Dude, I've been watching some of that. I have no idea what that is, but like
me either. It just comes out.
It's wild, and like I watch it, and it's very cool, dude. It's you know what, like my grandma's like crazy, like very religious Baptist. Yeah, right.
Religious friends.
So I'm sure you get a lot of this demon, and it's like
yes.
It's like
it's not.
I don't see anything that is not projecting positivity into this world. Like,
thank you.
Nothing about that is negative, and that's the point, right?
Yeah, I told my cousin because she was like, "Well, you need to be careful because you'll be susceptible." I'm like, I'm not scared of demons, A, and B. If it's wrong for me to be like, "Hey, go help people and feed the hungry," then I'm evil.
Yeah,
because that's kind of what I'm doing. So
it's like you just got to be a beacon for positivity. It doesn't really matter what religion you are. Like I'm just happy if you're trying to be a positive person, and that's what life's all about.
Get rid of that inherent "you're a scumbag" BS that they feed you from a childhood, because that's where it's at. It's a lot of the Christians I've talked to. We're broken. I'm like, no, it's like God created us, right? So why would you build a Ferrari and then say, well, don't use the CD player? Because they're always like, oh, this is a sin, that's a sin. It's like, well, then it sounds like God sucks. Because, I feel like we're a beautiful creation. We're a beautiful, and I've enjoyed getting to know God, whatever you call that, this last year, more so than I have the other 40 years of my life, where I felt empty and left on read.
Yeah, so I like the acceptance aspect of religion, acceptance and forgiveness aspect, much more than the shaming and
But see, that's how
bell
they get you.
ringing.
They're like, brutal. God loves you. Come on. Okay, now that you're here, guess what? You're a scumbag. I actually I have this music I found. It's really soft piano, and it reminds me of when they used to do the invitational at the end of service, And so I was going to play it one day and just be like, you know you're a scumbag, and I know you're a scumbag. God knows you're a scumbag. So come down, and we'll make you unscum.
Come confess your sins.
Oh, and then the Pope just completely dissolving the Catholic faith the other day. Did you see that?
No. I know he's a Bears fan. That's about it.
Basically, Catholics, my grandma explained it to me that they pray to Mary to pray to Jesus on their behalf, and priests can forgive sins, which is against everything every other church I went to. That's why I stopped believing, because I was like, these are just so opposite. There's no real thing.
So many rules.
But the Pope decided that Mary has nothing to do with salvation. It's all Jesus, which is actually more on par with the Baptist belief. So have fun, Catholics. You guys, my Catholic friends sent me a book about hell because I was saying I don't believe in it. It's called The Truth About Hell. I read it. It's nonsense. It's him quoting a bunch of visions and people that have had dreams and stuff. I'm like, well, I can do that too. There's heaven. No, I don't know. I feel like if there is a heaven, you probably experience it more on Earth, and so we're here to alchemize Earth to that point again, to get everybody back on the right. It might take eons, and I don't know. I'll start diving into like new, different lives and past lives and blah blah blah. So it's for another day. So.
Another day.
But man, it's been awesome talking. We can do this anytime you want.
Yeah, man. Seriously. I know we're at an hour ish. I feel like we could go forever. So let's have the next episode be after we have at least one song to show the people.
Dude, you want me to come visit soon? I'll come down.
Yeah, dude. I do.
I've got like 3 people coming to record an episode, so I'm kind of busy this week, but
cool.
I'll carve some time out.
That gives me time to get some pop punk riffs going, and I know it's not even about.
Don't overthink it.
No, never. No, it's not even about. Like,
is it gentle?
But like, is that what you're trying to do? Is like easy core? Or are we trying? I remember you were talking about hip hop and stuff.
Dude, I'm kind of messing with now that AI is in the mix. I've been messing with a lot of different genres, so I say let's just save it, and then we'll be like, all right, E. Start with the E, and then we'll see what comes out.
Cool. I'm just gonna group ideas like they're sheep in my steeple, and I'll show you
full faith. I've always seen you as a musical soulmate.
Thanks, bro. You too, dude. Seriously. So yeah, I'll get some ideas going, and yeah, come visit soon. Let's throw down a track.
Hell yeah, we're doing it. It's planned. So when I end this, just keep your browser open until it uploads. You'll see the little thing going. Because that's the way I'll be able to upload it to YouTube, but I'll need that file. But yeah, you can walk away. You don't have to like look at it. Because it takes a little bit of time to get like uploaded, especially doing an hour.
All right, cool.
All right. Love you, dude, and I'll talk to you soon.
Love you too, brother. All right. Peace.